Hi, Kerri Ann.
Hi, Kerri Ann.
Hi.
We just want to wish you well on your last show, and we're going to miss you, and we're sorry we couldn't get in, but we're travelling, we're touring.
We're a little
we're
bit
on the
busy,
road. We're
yeah.
doing our stuff, but we do love you. We do care. Have a good time, and you know, if you ever think of a duet, give me a call.
You've been fantastic. God bless you, darling.
Yeah, we love the show. Bye.
Beautiful. Can you imagine John Farnham and Olivia Newton-John, Anthony Warlow? And now it is official, John Farnham has asked me to do a duet. Oh, gee, I think it's too late. Welcome back to the show, folks. Well, there have been a few midday hosts over the years, but since Mike Walsh moved in to Nine in 1977, one man has really been part of every show. He's listened to literally thousands of guests, from the fascinating to the bizarre. He's the man who's watched the whole adventure from just 10 feet away. Please welcome Jeff Harvey.
Silly.
Oh, that's wonderful. What a play on.
Isn't that nice?
Yes. Well, you have been here for the lot. Do you remember how many?
Well, it must be about 5,000, I suppose. I had one off when I did something. I got gout. And that was the only, terrible gout, but awful. And that was the only one I had off. Apart from that...
that was only recently, too.
Yeah, it was, too.
Your favourite memorable moments?
Ever on the show? Well, we were outside, you see, and there was this swimming pool.
Yeah.
And I thought, this is my happy moment.
Oh, yeah. I remember it well. Oh, and watch him bolt. It's funny, nobody wanted that frock after that.
It was a good one, too, wasn't it? No, that was the good fun, but I mean, some of the great people we've had on. I mean, Don McLean. We actually played American Pie with Don McLean down there. Can you imagine that magnificent after all these years? And all those, you know, terrific acts. Really wonderful.
And I know a lot of my outfits have sometimes been conversation pieces on the show, but you, for me, have a personal moment. You dressed up as the office sleaze. We were doing a moment, a little fashion parade, and this is a vision of you I shall really never forget. I'll cherish this moment.
Isn't that dreadful? Oh, dear. Oh.
You're a class act, Harvey, aren't you?
I know.
And what's he making for?
Thank you. I've got children too, you know. No, that was... I've had the very best time. That's enough of that, for God's sake. That's quite enough of that. They always overdo it, don't they?
Well...
But, no, I've just had the best time. I've been, and I have to say it now, I've been surrounded with the very best musicians, and that's the way you do it. It's like a football team.
Absolutely.
If you've got good players around you, you all sound good. So, to my blokes over there, just sensational, just marvellous. Thank you very much.
But there have been many, many faces that have kept their seat warm by acting as host. And my next guest sat in something like 30 times. And she's one of my absolute favourites. And I know she certainly is a firm favourite of all of Australia. And I'm so delighted because she's so busy. And I know Maggie's very, very tough to get at times. But she very kindly agreed to come in with us today. Please welcome Maggie Tapra.
Oh, thank you. Oh, gosh.
Thank you sincerely.
Oh, darling, I wouldn't have missed this for the world. What are you talking about? Has this girl been fantastic? You have been fantastic. And you're just a legend. I'm going to be nice to you today for a real change.
I'm absolutely terrified.
Well,
Please.
he used to do the most terrible things to me. He always had sort of songs with hidden meanings that he'd play for me because he always knew what was happening in my life, and it absolutely cracked me up every time. I couldn't go on. And I used to be terrified. There's a big difference about being a guest than being the person that's running the show and sitting in that chair. And I used to be terrified, and I remember every time we went into Countdown, I'd say, "What am I doing here? Who's making me do this? I must be mad." 1, 2, 3, 4, bang.
But you did it something like 30 times. Did you always have that fear factor?
Always had the fear factor. Yeah, always.
And he's such a help with you when you're in...
Oh, darling, yes. You know, what would be happening over there and the way he'd look at you sometimes, you know, just crack you up.
It's always good to say, to people like Maggie, it's good to say, just relax, darling, it's only 2 million people out there watching.
just before you went on, he'd say this, you know, and you'd go, oh.
And the other one, which is quite nice, is to say, which I enjoy, is to say, is that what you're going to wear?
Isn't that that one's a cracker?
That's a great one.
Yeah.
That's
I
a
got
great
ordered
one.
with that a few times. Is that
Really
what you're going to
gives you
wear?
confidence. Really, is that what you're going to wear?
Yeah.
Talking about wild and wonderful times and some of your best remarks, and you're one of the wittiest people I've ever had the chance to work with, but this next guy, he hosted Midday, literally received death threats, and the Channel 9 switchboard was jammed with complaints, but we still love him. Please welcome Doug Mulray. You're going to give Mags a kiss?
What about me?
I gave it 10 outside.
You had quite a passion.
Love.
It's not true. It's not true.
Lovely, lovely to see you.
Oh,
too.
if only it didn't reveal the bald spot. My God, you look like a Vestal Virgin, hon. You're not acting like one, but you look like a Vestal Virgin. And it's early.
Well, and I see you're into it all. What is some of your favourite moments? Making an entrance has always been a big thing for you.
So important, I think, yes. Do you have them on tape? Of course you have them on tape.
Well, there's one.
That was my 40th birthday. You know what they say? Lose it or use it.
Oh, I like this one particularly.
Yes, that stimulated you, didn't it?
Well,
Oh, my.
And
what
that
about
didn't.
the short hair?
I know, it's frightening, really. I'm over the cancer treatment now. I'm feeling much better.
but could I just say, Doug, one of my favourite moments when you joined me on the programme, your glory of cars, you adore cars, and you were kind enough to bring in that beautiful Jag in there one day. You remember that?
The XK8, the brand new Jaguar XK8, and you brought members of the audience out and had them sit all over it. I said sit all over it. You people disgust me. As if I would soil Kerri Ann's last programme.
Look, and we wanted to see how many people we could jam into his game. He was... Were you really upset with me?
Beside himself.
I was upset with you. Every Jaguar lover in the known universe was upset with you. My father, who had fantasies about you ever since Judy Garland died, you took over from Judy Garland, gave up on you completely that day. He said, I don't care how warmly you feel about it, the woman is completely insensitive. Not true.
Talking about insensitivity, he's the human headline who became known as the human breadline, and he's a wonderful guy and a good old friend, and welcome the man who replaced Ray Martin in this hot seat. Welcome, Darren Hinch.
Good mom.
We should all do it
Your
together.
aunts and uncles, isn't it? It's your aunties.
All together. Shame, shame, shame.
The worst thing is, I did not ever say it.
Is that the truth?
Hunch did it, Vizar did it. I live with it now, you know. I cop it all the time. I did say once in 1980 over a serious topic of Cambodia, I did say once, shame Australia, shame. That's how close I got. Then Hunch just took over and Vizar just destroyed me, you know.
I must apologise, Darren, because I was the one who brought it up today. If you'd like to leap across this podium and punch me, it'll be your last last opportunity, son. There's no more free headlines. This is it. And frankly, as far as I'm concerned, that's a shame. Shame. Shame.
Were you ever literally reduced to tears on this program? I know I have been.
Yes. One very serious one was when I had Ben Kingsley being interviewed from Schindler's List, and they brought the Rosner brothers on, Jeff will remember this, who were actually in the concentration camp and actually playing the... Oh, this one, did you see that one there?
What did she do?
Oh, that was when I got injured. That's why I was almost in tears. That's when a woman who was teaching self-defence to people and practised on me, and I'm standing here, waiting for her, you know. Her name was Suzanne Daly. Look, she goes there. Yes, you could do. And then... See what happened? I'm standing here, she goes bang, bang, and then boom! It's just meant to be practising. God, talk about the squirrel grip. I was... What a joke.
I know English public school boys who pay good money for an experience like that.
That was one of them. That was one of them.
Well, as one of the best-loved faces of Channel 9 for so many years, he sat in for Mike Walsh on many, many occasions, sometimes at alarmingly short notice. Please welcome Brian Bury. Lovely to have you with us. Right here, right here. Now, when I said short notice, Brian, I mean short notice.
Kerri Ann, I hold the Australian record for being short-noticed on this show as host. I had to read the news at 3 minutes to 12 o'clock. And being a good boy, I turned up very early. I was in at 11:45 to do it. I can say that now, they can't fire me anymore. Anyway, God knows they've tried. Anyway, I was coming through the gate and the man on the gate said, look, hurry on in, he's had a heart attack and you'll have to host the show. Well, thank God, he'd only had a virus attack. It wasn't anything to do with his heart. And I said, what? And he said, you'll have to host the show. So I had 7 minutes notice, and they said, but don't worry, when I got around to the people who did all the research and all the rest of it, they said, don't worry, the first 3 segments are on in vitro fertilisation. The legal, the spiritual, and the medical implications. So can I tell you, that was a baptism of fire.
But handled beautifully, as always.
Yes, it was, actually.
It's time to welcome one more guest who's been a pleasure to feature on this program in the last couple of years, throughout my little stint, the very suave, delightful Stuart Wagstaff. Stuart, wonderful to see you.
What a gathering.
What a gathering. Do you remember your first hosting?
Very clearly. It was about 75 or 76. And the producer said to me, now, it's early days, we're trying to find out what the public want on the show. Would you ask the audience who they'd like? And there was a group of ladies from Wollongong. And I said...
To show that ladies from Wollongong is a contradiction in terms.
Yes, yeah. Well, in this case, yes, because I said to the audience, as the producer asked me, all right, who do you want to see on the show? And one very stern-looking lady said, we came to see Mike Walsh, not you. So, not a pretty lady. Is she here back again?
Yes, she is.
Thank you.
Well, let's welcome yet another occasional midday host, as if he needed a bit of practice. Ladies and gentlemen, Don Lane.
Thank you very much, thank you. And we will march home. And you will follow, we will go to the...
How are you?
Listen.
What a send-off you'll get.
Well, isn't it?
That's true. Didn't give me a send-off like this. I got a letter from Kerri Packer said, get out. They just took my show off halfway through. I didn't even get a letter. There's no flowers, no champagne, no kisses and no talk.
What are you talking about? I never got a show.
We can understand that, but the problem is, we get no.
And have you got any worries?
No,
here?
no,
Would you like...
I've
you've
said it
written the
all.
book, that's right.
I hosted the very final IMT. I killed more shows than you can shake a stick at.
No. Bert Newton and I had a discussion one time at a restaurant in L.A. about who got cancelled more, and we wrote out a list, right? No.
Probably some more stations of the Southern
Sorry,
Aurora.
mate. Sorry, mate. When you were a little boy, Jimmy Hannon was around. Jimmy holds the world record for how many shows he got canceled. We worked it out. It was good. Listen, when he did that thing with who did that with the guy showing you with the showing you thing. Everybody winced back there when they did it, except Stuart and I. See, dead birds never fall out of the nest. We're not particularly concerned.
I have news for you, son.
Yeah.
This is getting murky.
Yeah. Oh, yeah? You just wrote a book that's telling you. Right.
You keep going, Maggie. I think we need to get the girls back into this. This was becoming rapidly a prostate help group, wasn't it? You keep talking. I'll just warm it up first.
Oh, gee.
How can you get all the good dates?
We've got an hour and a half and it's getting really ugly now.
Apparently, Kerri's on the phone again. Yeah. Tell him I'm not in.
Literally. Well, folks, again, I really want to say thank you very much because you're all really busy people, but to spare time to come and say thank you to our audience after how many years, and especially for my little, I only had a small contribution for the last few years, but to say thank you to Australia, you have, and you continue to mean a lot to Australia, and I just want to thank you for making me enjoy my day.
Oh, Kerri, yes.
Thank you. And all of you have had a share, and isn't it a great and fabulous show to do?
Yes, indeed.
PJ sent a message. This is her new boyfriend, my
Oh,
son.
right.
Yes. PJ sent a message. He wrote out a poem for you, and it's just 2 lines. He said, she came in like a breath of fresh air, but she's going out with a chin in the air.
And carry on. Oh, yes, Doug. Oh, now we'll get the classy one.
Apparently,
Doug, you gave birth to a child with me in 1958.
No,
I'm sorry.
I looked around. David Rain and Tracy Grimshaw didn't say anything at all. They didn't ask me to pass on any message whatsoever.
Don't you be cruel.
And I looked around for Ray out there and I couldn't find him. I don't know.
Ray has got his own show to do tonight.
Special
Tracy,
project.
who I have spoken... Oh, what, the same place I'm going? Tracy is an absolute lady who I've spoken to.
She's
and
being a consultant.
she's actually away working.
On a special project?
No, she's the one with the proper job.
Kerri-Ann, I have a confession to make. I knew the day
Not
before...
another one.
The day before the show was cancelled, I knew. Because I read in the paper a Channel I spokesman saying it was safe.
Oh, yeah.
And I knew it had gone.
But on
Another
a
late news, Costello won't be challenging for the leadership of the Liberal Party this year. I read that as well. I think it was issued by the same Channel 9 spokesperson.
Well, I think well, Mike's busy too. Yeah.
Spraying the brown stuff in his hair.
I think it's time we took you.
I think...
You've got to go home now.
Yeah.
No, wait.
That did happen with Mike Walsh. Mike Walsh was interviewing, I think it was either Cher, and he was sitting there, and that mane they call it, don't they? The black stuff, right? Under the
Do you
studio
actually
lights.
want to go there? Because he's actually still got some money and a few shows coming up, and you're running out of network stations, everything. So let's,
Mike is sitting
folks,
there.
ladies and gentlemen, on this,
It's starting to dribble down
on
his
this.
face.
No.